Welcome back to Under Par Acres. Summer weather is showing up and we have been busy. We got the tractor out and we've been working in the garden, and we finally have gotten over to the driving range to start getting it mowed. Our new friends have grown quite a bit over the last few weeks, but we also have a new helper, Birdie. We got Birdie just a couple of days ago and the kids were instantly in love, but she's also turned out to be pretty good at retrieving golf balls. Over in the garden, the soil finally got dry enough that I was able to get the disc plow out a couple of weeks ago and get it chopped up and ready for planting. My intent is to grow as much produce as we can manage, and we're going to go with stuff like corn and beans and okra, tomatoes, and just about anything else we enjoy eating that we think we can successfully grow and manage. When we got done tilling up the soil, we got everything planted at the right time because shortly after this, we had a lot of rain come through and everything started sprouting and growing nicely. We transplanted nearly 40 tomato plants that we grew from seed, and they're looking very solid. We also got bush beans in the ground. We got our corn growing. Our carrots that we planted about a month ago are looking good, and we even have seen our first strawberry, and it is delicious. We're growing pole beans for the first time ever as well, and we made a little trellis, so we should have a nice covered, shaded area of beans. And now I'm coming back into the areas of the garden that I haven't planted yet, and I've got my cultivator out so that I can get rid of all the weeds, create a few more rows, and get some more produce in the ground. Here we're going to grow okra and cucumbers, and then we're going to put in some squash and peppers as well. But once we were done working in the garden, it was time for the most exciting part of the year, where we head over to our 10-acre field, use the bush hog to get it cut, and turn it into a driving range. The goal for the summer is to spend as many afternoons hitting balls out into the field, trying to hit balls over the mountain. But before we're able to do that, we gotta get it mowed, because right now the grass is 2 to 3 feet tall and we would never find a golf ball. So I get the Mahindra tractor out and drive it around the block to the field, where we're gonna mow for the next few days until we get this thing fully cut. I always start by cutting a couple of laps around the perimeter of the field, but then I go right up and down the middle, as that way I'm getting a fairway mowed and I don't have to complete the entire field before we can start hitting golf balls. It takes me about 5 to 6 hours to mow the entire field, but it only takes about 2 hours to mow a fairway strip where you can find your golf balls if you're hitting the ball straight. And of all the jobs I have to do around the farm on a regular basis, this is by far the most peaceful and enjoyable job that I have. But as always, when using the tractor, something has to go wrong, and this time we had a bolt snap that keeps the PTO connected to the drive shaft. Fortunately, I was able to get a couple tools out, buy a new bolt, get this thing fixed, and even though the bolt is a little bit bigger than what I need, it gets the job done to hold the bush hog together and finish the job. And after repairing the bush hog, I was able to mow for about another hour that afternoon. The next day I came back out, we topped off the tractor with diesel fuel, and then mowed for a couple more hours until the fairway was very wide. And last off, before we could start using the driving range, I got the new steel weed whacker out, cleaned up around the tee boxes, and then blew it all off, and then we were ready to go. At this point, our driving range was officially ready to open back up, and it did not take me much convincing to get Wilson to load up in the Gator and head over and start hitting some golf balls. And the only problem I had at this point was that the next time it was time to mow, I had to watch out for oncoming traffic. Thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you soon.